Tonight, it's Live with Vince Eliot. Live with Vince Eliot. Tonight on Live with Vince Eliot from Buff of Michigan, celebrating 50 years of commitment to the underserved, underrepresented, and the youth. It's Kenneth Donaldson and Marc Perry. And keeping the show on track, co-host Erica Mack. Erica Mack. Who's the Mac? Let's get it. Oh, yeah. That's right. It's Tuesday. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know that's my street vernacular. Y'all know what it is. You know, every now and then I have to bring out the Detroit, the Cleveland, feel. I can do my professional deal too. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Tuesday, and we're very pleased to be with you this evening. This is Live with Vince Eliot. I am Vince Eliot, and she is
Erica Mack. She is Erica. The crazy part, I was looking like something's not right here, but yeah, go ahead. I'm Erica Mack. Welcome to another great Tuesday here at the Vince Eliot Show.
That's right. Listen, we are going to have a great time today, but before I get off into explaining who's on the show, if you saw the promo, you know who's on the show if you've been paying attention. But Erica, before we get into all of that, I need you to tell them what they need to do.
As always, we would like for you to remember to go and subscribe to The Vince Eliot on YouTube. That is The Vince Eliot on YouTube. And we are here every Tuesday, just like this Tuesday. So we'll be here next Tuesday as well. Remember to smash the share button. And please always ask questions and add your comments as it makes the show grow and gives a wealth of information. So don't forget, subscribe to The Vince Eliot Show on YouTube.
You can do that right now. We'll wait.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, we're not going to wait. All right, so you can do that while you watch the show. But listen, call your family, your friends. If you have children, if you have teenage children, if you have any youth, you definitely want to tune in tonight because we have Buff of Michigan is here tonight. The representatives, president, CEO, marketing director. Yeah, they're here tonight. But listen, let me be clear on what Buff of Michigan is. Buff of Michigan is not a group of guys who work out in a gym to get buff. That is not who Buff of Michigan, but it's not that. It's not. Buff of Michigan stands for Black United Fund and of Michigan. And we have President, CEO, Kenneth Donaldson, and Marketing Director Marc Perry in the building. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're very happy for them to be here.
I can do a better introduction to that for them when we actually bring them on the show. In the meantime, Erica, real quick, I know you go bowling every week. Tell us how your week was. I know your week goes according to how good bowling was. So how was your week?
It was a good week. Actually, it was a really good week, a really good steady bowling. Yeah, so had that great some good vibes.
You're holding out. You're holding out.
No.
Last time you told us, last time you said your scores were down.
Yeah, they're back up.
They back up? Okay.
They're
all right.
back up. Yeah, I actually held my team up this week because my two teammates, I wanted to fire them this week. I could have got somebody else to bowl. I was like, listen here, I am the leadoff for a reason. So y'all can clean up. Now, if I got to do all the work at the beginning, that's going to be a problem. So, yeah.
They wanted to fire you last week, though, from what you said. So you got to show them some grace. Your shirt says grace on it. Where's the grace?
I'm working on that.
We got to have some grace for you then.
Right. No, but it was a good time. We had a good time position round. So I think we're seated about fourth position right now, which is pretty good. So I'm happy with that. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, my week was a little bit different in terms of what I normally, not different in terms of what I normally do.
Yeah.
Who I was doing it with. So, I do production. I got the production company, NGP, plug, ngpnow.com, ngpnow.com. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we do multimedia production. We do live production. We do post-production work. And a company in London, England
Oh yeah.
that I connected with happens to be the largest production company in London, England, ITN Productions.
Yeah.
And so I connected with them, and they needed me to do some work here locally for them. So I did that on yesterday, and everything went well. They're doing a television documentary that I was helping them out with, and they were very pleased with my work. And so there's more to come. And so we're connecting and building that relationship and all that type of thing.
Do you know if that documentary will be here, aired here, or is it going to be aired overseas?
It will be aired here as well.
Okay.
It's going to be a while, though. They're just starting on it. So they have to do, this is one of those, I can't give too much away, but you know, those true crime stories.
Okay.
It's not that show. It's not that show.
No, but the suspense. Ooh.
Yeah. So they have to do the reenactments and all that type of thing. That's all I can tell you. I'm sworn to secrecy. If I tell you more, I have to take you out. You know how it goes.
Right. I want to live, so I don't want to know anymore.
Well, without further ado, guys, you know what time it is. It's time for In Other News.
In Other News.
And now for news you may or may not be able to use. News other than Trump, COVID, or civil unrest. It's In Other News. Live from one of our remote studios, it's news anchor Erica Mack.
That cracks me up every time. You turn into a news anchor, and please tell me you got some news other than COVID, Trump, and civil unrest.
I do. I am your dad forever. Single dad adopts 5 siblings so they can stay together. So, yes. So a single father, foster father in Ohio adopted 5 siblings on Friday to ensure all children stayed together. This was Friday, November the 3rd. So that the first week of November. So just backtracking on that. But Robert Carter, he officially adopted all 5 of the siblings. He was fostering the 3 boys. It was 3 boys, but there were 2 girls that were with other foster parents. So it was 3 foster parents amongst the 5 children, but he kept the boys. Wow. And so it came down to it where he was he was getting ready to adopt the boys, but the girls, the foster parents that they were with, did not want to adopt them. And so he went ahead and requested to be able to adopt all 5 of them. And he was granted them all 5 of them. And I am amazed at this story because this is a single father who is a Black male who adopted 5 Black siblings. And and had the heart to want to keep them together. When you hear stories such as fathers running away, but he stepped up to take these siblings in because he didn't want them to be separated. And the backside of that story was because he grew up in the foster home.
Oh, okay.
So he knew that feeling.
Erica, you dropped that one on me. Typically I like to find the humor in these stories. But, first of all, you're not going to see this on regular news, right?
No.
Especially, it adds emphasis that it's an African-American male. Correct. And he's single. And what do you know the ages of the children?
They're all less than 12.
Wow, that is a huge undertaking. See, I can't even make no jokes about that, Erica. You kind of left me. In fact, it makes me a little sentimental, Erica. Erica, it's bringing tears to my. Hang on for a second.
I know. Grab your tissue. Your violin. I don't know what you're doing. I just pull it together. It's okay. Bring it back.
Erica, you see the tears on my eyes? Can you see the tears? Oh, this is so beautiful.
On cue.
That's the best I can do, Erica. Next story, please.
Thank you. Moving on. You might want to get you one of these. He might save your life. You never know. But Pete, pet parrot, cries, Anton, to save his owner from a house fire.
What? So,
a man in Brisbane is in Australia. I actually had to look that up because I didn't know where Brisbane was. But
I'm a world traveler. Of course I knew where Brisbane. What is it?
Brisbane. I think it's more pronounced Brisbane.
Brisbane. Yeah, of course I knew where that was. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So he survived the late night house fire after his pet parrot sounded the alarm about before the smoke detectors actually did. So he was calling out his owner's name, which is Anton. The pet parrot name is Eric.
Wow.
And so he was calling him out. And so he got up. He said he heard a big bang, but he didn't really realize what it was. And so when he got up, the house was smoky. And before you know it, it's all engulfed in flames. And he just said that he's very happy that him and his bird got out.
Okay, because I was about to ask, please tell me he took the bird. He got the bird out. Okay, all right.
Yes,
okay.
He says, everything is all right so long as I have myself and the bird.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, you better give that bird everything that bird could possibly want. And first of all, throw away the cage. You're free to fly wherever you want to fly around the house.
However you want.
You're getting the best bird food. I'm giving you, listen, you're getting pedicures on your claws. You're getting everything that you possibly could want.
Yeah.
And that bird better be well taken care of.
I'm sure he's going to be. And I'm sure, first of all, you have a talking bird. I always wanted one. My mother was like, I don't know if we can afford one of those. And best we used to go to the parents, you go and get those birds from the pet store and they kill themselves because for whatever reason. Those are the birds I got. But at any rate,
I think it's cruel to own a bird and put them in a cage. Birds are meant to fly.
They are. And a lot of times I did let my bird just fly around the house,
You did get a bird?
I had 2 birds. I ain't have one that talk. I was working on it, but I had 2 birds. But yeah, I think when they're in the cage, it depresses them. So because birds do easily
nothing
depress.
Like a depressed
so
bird,
it's nothing like them because they start pulling their feathers out and all that stuff. So you need to let them out.
Well, that's kind of like what we've been doing during the quarantine. I had hair before the quarantine. I started pulling my hair out after being in the house all these times.
Yes, just like that. But yes, so get you one.
I don't know. I just, here's the problem I have with, even though that his bird was exceptional. If I had that bird, I'd take care of it and I'd keep it. But the problem that I have with pets is this is another being that I have to take care of completely. It will never grow to the stage where it can take care of itself. I will have to continuously clean the poop, continuously buy it food. It'll never work and make any income. My children, on the other hand, I'm working on them. See, they're bringing in money. They got part-time, they got jobs and full-time jobs, and they can wipe themselves. See, I don't have to clean up their stuff. Sometimes I do, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, clean up their stuff. I don't mean the other wiping part. Anyway, I digress. I think it's time for us to go to the promo. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back right after this. Hey everybody, it's Vince Eliot. Thanking you guys for your support. Thank you for tuning in, watching Live with Vince Eliot. Just want to take a moment out to say we appreciate you. We appreciate you subscribing. We appreciate you sharing with your family and friends. We want to continue to bring you content that's going to be helpful to you. We bring on experts, people who are knowledgeable in their fields of study, all different types of variety of shows so that we can bring you something that's going to be great for your life, whether it's information, education, inspiration, motivation, or just a few laughs. So we want to continue to do that, but we need your help. And so what we're asking is that...
Hey! Oh. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Come on, man. We don't have time for this.
Oh, go ahead. What were you asking?
All right. If you must know, we're asking people to give $1.25 a week.
$1.25? Why so little?
Because times are hard. People don't have a lot of money. Some people are unemployed. So we're only asking for $1.25 a week.
Well, how many viewers do you have?
Well, it's, anywhere from 150 to 300 people that are watching live every week. And then with the replay throughout the week, we might sometimes go over 1,000 people.
Oh, you know what this means, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, I know what it means. I just said what it means. It said times are hard. People are unemployed.
It means that your show sucks.
You know what? All right, that's it. Get out of here, little V.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, nothing, man. You can't be saying my show sucks. My show doesn't suck. We have a great show. People get value out of what we do.
Okay, if you have hundreds and sometimes over 1,000 people watching, and they won't give $1.25 in a week, your show has to suck.
All right, that's it. I don't have time for this foolishness. I'm not putting up with this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about little V. Listen, thank you for those of you who have supported. Thank you to those of you who will support. We got to get back to the show. I can't believe you, man.
You don't know nothing.
Get out of here. Let's get back to the show. Can't believe it. Yeah, I know. This call is being recorded. Listen, you guys call me every day with the same thing, man. In case you forgot, we're in the midst of a pandemic. And I don't have it right now, period. No. I don't even cuss.
Well, I do.
No. Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, come on.
Look, I know it's past due. If I had it, I would have paid it.
Cuss him.
Yeah, I understand that, but
Oh, I know they didn't just interrupt you. Oh, this is what you tell them. You tell them, you...
oh, gee.
Yeah, that's what you tell them.
Would you shut up? Oh, no, not you. I'm sorry. I was talking to somebody else. I apologize.
You're apologizing?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. All right.
Let me talk to him. Give it to me. I want it. You don't know nothing.
You want to talk to him?
Show you how to handle these people.
Okay.
Hello? Let me tell you something. You...
Lil B. Yeah, I hung the phone up before I gave it to you.
You did what? Oh, you made me waste a perfectly good cussing. That was some of my best cussing. Sometimes people need a good cussing out.
All right, look, I gotta go.
Where you going? Oh, you don't know nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, our disclaimer is we are not responsible for the things that you hear Little V say. As you know, he is my alter ego, always trying to get me to do and say things that I'm not supposed to do or say. We played that one originally a few weeks back, but we thought we'd bring it back. We got a great response. For those of you who didn't get a chance to see it, we thought we'd show it to you again. Little V is something special. As you can see, he interrupted my promo, and he is just, he's out of control. So with that being said, I think I should do a introduction for my guest. I think it's about that time. What do you think, Erica?
I think it is.
Well, how should I introduce them? I mean, these are guys who are like, professional corporate type guys, that run a nonprofit. I mean, they're very distinguished. You know what I mean? They're the type of people that they're real polished. So I think in honor of that, I should give them some real polished music. We kind of do a hip hop R&B type of thing, feel with our music, but for these guys, we should give them something real polished.
But they're champions, so I hope it, signifies who they are.
No, we got to keep it real. Ladies and gentlemen.
I go with
that. Ladies and gentlemen, my guests tonight are the guys, the engine behind running Black United Fund of Michigan Incorporated, better known as Buff of Michigan. They help young people in Michigan get exposed to opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, President and CEO Kenneth Donaldson and Marketing Director Marc Perry.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
This is the only show where the virtual viewers can actually get their voice in there to scream. Did you hear them? They were screaming for you.
Yeah, I recognize a couple of them.
Right. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking out the time to join us on Live with Vince Eliot. Everybody can't get on this show, so, consider it a privilege and an honor to be able to make it on this show. We are very picky about, as you can see, we had Lil V on. So, hey, you're in great company.
Makes a great company.
Listen,
yes.
I want to give you guys an opportunity to just say hello to our viewers, introduce yourselves, and before we start drilling you with questions, we want to drill you with questions. I'll let you go first, Ken. This is your president and CEO, Ken Donaldson. Matter of fact, let's get his name up on the screen, and so we know who's who. There we go. Mr. Donaldson, you have the mic.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Donaldson. I'm the president and CEO of Black United Fund of Michigan, better known as Buff of Michigan. Vince and Erica did a little something earlier, where they flexed their muscles, and I believe that's what we're going to be all about tonight. when we tell you about our organization and the wonderful work we're doing in the community.
Well, I'm a stickler for details, and I'm noticing that your name has an R in it. I didn't know your name was Kenneth Donaldson. But now, just so you all know, that was his typo, not ours. I just want to point that out for the record. But
Vince, they wouldn't have noticed.
They wouldn't even have noticed if I hadn't said anything. Oh well, that's just who I am. I'm sorry. So
you called me out.
It was just a fat finger typo. All right, and so for some reason, I just feel right with you on this side of the screen. I don't know. All right, so Mr. Perry, Marc Perry, welcome to the show. Anything you want to say to our viewers?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here tonight. It's a pleasure to be here. And to the viewers, if you can already see, this program is filled with caffeine, a lot of sugar. These people are off the chain. So you definitely have to make this appointment TV, appointment YouTube watching. But we look forward to having a great conversation tonight and sharing some of the great things that we're doing at Buff.
Cool.
Awesome.
Great. So, Erica, I'm gonna turn it over to you. But I want to just start out with them giving us a general overview of why they're here tonight. So it's November 10th, and something special is happening November 12th. And then I'll let Erica, after you guys explain that, I'll let Erica start the barrage of questioning that we're going to give you, because we know that you can answer every question that we have, and we're not holding anything back. Our viewers are very aggressive, so they want to know where the money's going for the nonprofit and how it's being used. All good news, though. So what are we doing here tonight, Kenneth Donaldson?
Well, let me do this if you don't mind. I would prefer to surrender the floor to Marc Perry to tell you about the upcoming event, because he is he's our media director and special event director. So sure. I'll surrender the floor to him, and then I'll come back and tell you more about the organization.
All right.
I love it. I'm picking up all these titles. What we're having this Thursday, the 12th of November at 6:30 is a Buff virtual happy hour. And we are just elated to talk about it, because it's something special that's going to happen. During that happy hour, we'll get a chance to talk about a little bit about Buff and what Buff is doing and how you can be associated with it. But as a happy hour, though, we'll have a Buff burger that's going to be made. It's going to be happening at the kitchen with Cooking with Q, the owner of it and chef of that operation. She's going to be one of our hosts, along with the lead of the Buff Connect. His name is Keith Crispin. They're going to be our host, and they're going to take us through a night that's going to feature the Buff burger, how you make one, a Buff arena, how do you make that drink, and we'll also have a non-alcoholic version of that as well. We'll also have the Buff Bounce. This is a new Buff dance that has been created by Jennifer Hawkins from the Zone Dance Center in Southfield. It's a real fun, cool dance that we'll show you how to do those moves. You get a chance to learn that. We're also going to show you some clips of some things about Buff that will give you a little background in terms of who Buff is and what Buff does, what we're all about. It's really about we'll talk about that in the program more. But it's going to be a fun night, and look forward to you coming and joining us. That's 6:30, and it's right at Facebook Live. So it's facebook.com/Buff of MI, and right there on the flyer there. So that's at 6:30. Plan to join us and be a part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds awesome. The Buff Bounce. I'm very interested in knowing exactly what that is. The Buff Bounce. Nice exercise sounds like going on there.
It's got a real Detroit flavor to it. I mean,
is that right?
This is a real smooth move.
Yeah, we have a little surprise for the ladies. I don't know if Marc wants to share it right now.
Well, yeah, actually, I kind of was thinking about that as well. One of the surprises is not a little surprise. It's a big surprise. This is also a fundraiser as well. So we'll have a raffle, and there's some really great gifts. But the one that Ken's is tagging me from across the room over here is a mink coat. It's a mink cape.
Wow.
It's a mink cape that we're going to raffle off. It's $3,500 value. And
Wow.
somebody is going to have it on Christmas Eve. We're going to do the drawing on the raffle on Christmas Eve. We've got a flat TV screen television. We've got a shirt and tie from the Blue Boutique, which is a custom-made shirts that he makes. We're going to have a watch that's from Seiko, and some other prizes as well. So it's going to be a great opportunity.
Well, they're no longer surprises, brother. You just told them what it was.
So we unveiled a lot tonight.
I mean, unless you got something that's going to top that mink coat, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised no more.
Well, you got to come by the happy hour and find out.
Well, listen, I don't care whether it's a surprise. I just want to win the prizes. That's
so the drawing for the prizes is going to be done on Christmas Eve. So they'll get an opportunity to participate right through then.
They're through, those prizes are through raffles. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Raffle. Yes.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, Mr. Donaldson, thank you for that information, Marc. But Mr. Donaldson, tell us a little bit about Buff. Who is Buff?
Wow, where do I start? Buff, Black United Fund of Michigan, is a 50-year-old organization where we're celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. The celebration will continue on into 2021. We were started in 1970 after the turbulent 60s, the riot of 67, by a group of African-American professionals. They came together with a young lady named Brenda L. Rayford, who was the first executive director of the organization. And our organization was founded as a tool to help rebuild our community. And so we felt that it was pertinent to have an organization that promoted self-help. So Buff, for 45 years, was an organization that funded community-based nonprofits throughout Detroit and the state of Michigan. And our focus was serving as an incubator and providing those seed monies for nonprofits to be able to survive and grow to be funded by more traditional funding organizations. Let me give you an example. One of the most successful organizations that we funded years ago was Charles H. Wright Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 30 years ago, we gave them a one-time gift of $100,000.
Wow.
In 1 year.
Wow.
Now imagine $100,000 over 25 years ago. We funded them. Now look where the museum is today. We were supporting the museum when they were on West Grand Boulevard in Warren, where you had to squeeze through the aisles just to look at the displays. But now look where they are today. We funded organizations like Black Family Development, DAPSEP, Matrix, Mosaic Youth Organization, and the list goes on and on. And so as we continue to serve as a funding source for nonprofits, 45 years later, we then recognized it was time to change our mission because funding was not as popular 45 years down the road. So we quickly changed our mission to youth empowerment. And our youth empowerment arm is called EYES. EYES is the acronym for Empowering Youth for Everyday Success. And we have so many EYES programs ranging from aviation to medical program, financial literacy, entrepreneur training. I mean, the list goes on. We have a careers program. We partner with other organizations to provide chess. And I mean, just so many ways to expose youth to career opportunities. And we actually call it the 4 E's: expose, experience, educate, empower. And we believe when we take our youth through these 4 E's, they're ready to take on the world. I always like to quickly give this testimony. A few years ago, I had to travel to California on business. While I was in the airport, I saw for the first time in my life an African-American pilot dressed in uniform in a major airlines in a major airport. I went over to this young man and introduced myself. And within a week, we were having breakfast together. Wow. And he said to me, he said, "Mr. Donaldson," he said, "I got to share this with you." He said, the only reason I'm a pilot today was when I was a child and my parents took me on a trip. The stewardess took me to the cockpit. He said, as soon as that cockpit door opened and he saw the instrument panel of that plane, he knew what he wanted to be. And that's what Buff is all about. We just expose these kids to career opportunities that they can't even imagine. The aviation field is one field where you can make six figures with a high school diploma. But most inner city youth have no idea of the opportunity that's in the aviation field. And so this is what we do. We design, we create, we develop, and we foster programs to expose, experience, educate, and empower youth to be successful.
Wow. That was a lot there.
Yeah. I mean, good night, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you're just joining us, shame on you, first of all. I like to say that. We started at 7:55, but no, I'm just kidding. We're talking with Kenneth Donaldson, President and CEO of Buff, Black United Fund of Michigan, and Marc Perry, who is the marketing director for Black United Fund. And wait a minute, no, we got to get that right. Okay, there we go. All right. So anyway, you touched on near the end of what you were saying that you used to be working in one capacity, but now you're about pouring into the youth and helping, instead of just funding other nonprofit organizations who might be helping the youth. You have now programs to help expose youth to aviation and all these different things that you mentioned, and empowering them in different ways. And we applaud you for that. But I want my viewers to know that 2 days from now, as Marc Perry so eloquently mentioned, they're doing their anniversary gala, but it's got to be virtual because obviously COVID has affected everything that we do right now, right? So there's no gathering. In fact, another shameful plug as I really talk about what you guys are doing. We were a part, when I say we, my production company was a part of helping to facilitate the gala with audiovisual supplies a couple years ago. And it was at the MGM Grand
Casino. Yes. MGM Grand Casino in downtown Detroit. So therefore that was something that was really big and grand for Buff at that time. I think that was your 49th anniversary, I believe.
I believe that was
48.
48.
Yeah.
48.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that was really fun. So
Yeah.
we want to pick up and carry on and continue that torch. And so this here we are at the 50th anniversary, empowering people to and encouraging people to join us in helping us raise funds so that we can carry on the work that's being done through Buff.
Yeah, I think that this year really exemplifies the resilience that Buff has when you consider the fact that we've had to make such a great pivot based on what's happening in our country because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so with that, everything that we're doing had to go virtual. And because of Ken's resourcefulness, he was able to tap into folks that can really help us continue to do these programs. And one of the ones that we're launching this year that I'm really excited about is the Exploratory Academy, which gives exposure to young people to careers that are in marketing, white collar jobs, engineering, and so forth. But beyond that, it was also jobs that for blue collar jobs. I mean, being able to skill trades of learning, being an electrician, being a plumber, being a carpenter, of those types of jobs. They're just equally as important. We need to have those people.
Mhm.
Yes.
So we're making those type of connections to give kids an opportunity to be exposed to it. So much of who you get the chance to be in life a lot of times is that exposure. Like the example that Ken just talked about with the pilot, of seeing a pilot, seeing a cockpit at such a young age and being impressed by that. Who knows who the lives and minds that we'll touch by exposing them to these types of programs as well.
And let me toss this in there too before we move away from the aviation program. The youth first time in our program, I call it positive trauma. They co-pilot a 2-seater plane over metropolitan Detroit, And when that plane lands, life is never the same.
Yeah, I want to mention this early and often, and that is that we want to support the work that's being done, particularly with the campaign that they're doing for the 50-year anniversary. It's 50 for 50 is the theme, and so what these guys and their organizations are asking is that people donate $50 for $1 a year, basically, for their 50th anniversary. And so it's been on the screen and will continue to be on the screen throughout. Join the Buff 50/50 campaign at www.bufmi.org. And you can go to that website and you can donate $50 to a great cause. And after a little bit later, after we get to our next break, I'm going to do something special. We're going to do something special here at the Live with Vince Eliot. But right now, that's my surprise. See how I don't tell my surprise? I'm going to do something special. Yeah, but in the meantime, take a look at that website, buffmi.org. Erica.
So what areas are you working with youth in here in the metro area?
Oh, all the ones that Ken listed earlier, they're all happening right here in Detroit.
No, I'm sorry. Let me clarify that. What areas can youth get involved? Are you in certain school districts? Are you in certain communities? Are you, where are you actually located and running program?
Ken, I think you probably could.
Yeah. Well, here's the exciting thing about how we administer the programs. Our programs are very diverse. Some of our programs run in the high schools, and we have programs that target middle school as well. But we also have programs that are camps, summer camps when the kids are out of school. So youth of all ages can participate in those camps. So if we have a program that's not available to our youth because they don't attend a particular school, they can benefit from the programs that we have through just the different camps that we have. And sometimes we actually have weekend programs as well, where it's an all-day program and they can participate that way. So our programs are very diverse. As Marc mentioned, because of COVID, we had to transfer all the programs to a virtual platform. Mm-hmm. And that was truly an experience.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you about that.
Right.
I'm sure that doesn't work too well with the aviation program.
So Vince, we probably could have used you early on.
Yeah. So what does that do for programs like the aviation program?
Well, the aviation program, each program is we actually didn't lose any impact. What it does it challenges us now to create a new way of having impact in the kids' lives. So before they were able to come to a face-to-face experience, since we're talking about aviation, we had computer labs where they can do simulations. Of course, we had the experience where they can travel to the Selfridge Air Force Base. They can go to the Tuskegee Museum. I mean, it was just all kind of things they can do before COVID hit. So then we had to take all these experiences now and make them virtual.
Wow.
And so, we had to create interactive experience for the kids virtually. We had to develop new content that would work on a virtual platform as opposed to face-to-face. And we still allowed the kids to have the flight experience once safety improves. So we give them a rain check on flying.
I'm sorry, but is there an age that you start with aviation?
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah, well, aviation, we target upper middle school and high school and early part of high school as well. We try not to start too low with aviation because we don't want it to be too traumatic for the younger kids. Mm-hmm. But we want to promote the opportunities that exist in the field of aviation. Let me give you a statistic that will probably shock you. 97% of the aviation field is white male.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, we had one of the aviation officials to come to Detroit to meet with us to discuss with Buff how we could be a conduit to expose more minorities to the field of aviation because they want to do something about it as well.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, the field of aerospace is huge, and the whole thing is about exposing not just to being a pilot, but how do you repair one of these planes?
Yeah, I mean, thousands of jobs in the aviation field.
Good paying jobs.
Good paying
Yeah,
jobs.
I actually have a friend who's a female aerospace mechanic. Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned you didn't want.
Yeah, real quick. One of our close associates on the program is Stephanie Johnson. She's the first African American captain pilot for Delta Airlines.
Yes.
Wow.
And she's our friend.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you mentioned that you didn't want them starting too early because you didn't want to traumatize them. Listen, I'm over 50. And I would be traumatized. So I don't know if age has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the younger you are, the more naive you are. So you're more willing to do that stuff. I say start them at 5, so they can start flying right away. Well, listen.
See, real quick, Vince, the exposure in aviation and the medical field is different than the other programs because of the work and the language and the things that they have to learn. We can't start them too early because they're not ready for that type of that level of information. I
want to throw this in real quick. I know I said I was going to save a surprise for later, but I think I need to do this now because we have the buff mi.org up there, and you definitely can give that way. But for those who give tonight, this is tonight only, live with Vince Eliot special. We want to give you an opportunity to give tonight, and because you give tonight, not for everybody, but we're going to give away a special gift. So here's how this is going to work. If you are the first, the third, the seventh, or the ninth person to give $50, now before you rush to do it, you have to give it through our channels, which is our Cash App that we always put up, and we'll put that on the screen, or through our Zelle account. And if you're the first, third, seventh, or ninth person to give, we're going to give you something special, a special gift, and I'm going to show you here in a moment that you can, kind of get a token of appreciation for what you do. So what that is it is All for Beauty. So we have them partnering with us today to show our appreciation. All for Beauty, they do waist beads, scented massage candles, and bracelets. And so I'll be honest with you, I didn't know anything about waist beads. I didn't know anything about waist beads. And turns out, and I know there's some guys out there who don't know anything about waist beads, but apparently women, for the most part, I think it's just women, are wearing these waist beads as a weight control or monitoring device, the way I understand it. And so you put it around your waist. If you lose weight, they drop. If you gain weight, they rise. Very interesting. And so first, third, seventh, or ninth person, you can choose between waist beads. You can choose between that or a massage candle. And I believe those come in citrus and strawberry. Yep. And then you can also choose between bracelets. Now, for those guys out there that said, man, those are not for me. What I need was some massage candles and waist bracelets. Let me tell you, Christmas is coming up. Yeah, I know that you got that special person, that special woman in your life, so go ahead and get it for her. And, you'll look like a hero if you're the first, third, seventh, or ninth person. So let's make sure that we have that information on the screen, and then you guys can go to you got allforbeauty.com. That's where you can go if you say, well, listen, I just want to go ahead and purchase a gift. I'm not interested in the contest or anything like that. I think that'd be a great gift for my daughter, my wife, my mother, my sister, whoever, my cousin. You can do that. But if you want to be the first, third, seventh, or ninth person to get one of these gifts for free, you need to, be the first, third, seventh, ninth person to give $50. And what you need to do in the Cash App line or Zelle or whatever, you want to put in 50-50 in the comments, 50-50, so we know it's for Buff. You want to put in 50-50, or you can put in Buff. I don't want to confuse you, but somehow we know that it's for Buff, and then you put in your email address. And so we'll get your email address, and that is, let's see. So, yeah, we need to take that down. We don't want that email address. So we want them to send our email address at thevinceeliot@gmail.com. So first, you got to find out if you're the first, third, seventh, or ninth person. So hopefully I didn't confuse you. So all you got to do is go to the Cash App information and simply pay $50. And if you're the first, third, seventh, or ninth person, we'll say who won, and then you'll go to thevinceeliot@gmail.com, send us your contact information. We'll take it from there. Did I explain that right? I think I did.
Close enough. I think we got it. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Erica, we got a few comments in the comment section. First of all, welcome to all the viewers who we have not said anything to. I see Pam Perry's in the mix. She says, hey, and hello to her. And so I said that I was going to turn it over to Erica. So is there a question that we have in there?
No, Eric, just comments. And I actually kind of asked that question, what age range do they start with the young people? So I did see it earlier, so that's why I asked it. So yes.
Oh, okay. So we already took care of that.
Yeah, yes. We answered it.
If you have any questions or comments or that you want to share or have addressed on the show, then definitely put those in the comments, and then if you haven't shared with your family and friends, please do that right away. And we got some great information. We haven't even got into half the questions we're going to be asking. So Erica, did you have a question that you were going to
yes. How do students or how do parents go about signing up their student for Buff? For the programs that's offered through Buff?
Well, the first thing we encourage parents to do is to visit our website. We first will announce our programs on our website. We try to announce as many of them the first part of the year for the entire year. But we also will put, we will post announcements on our social media, and then we will send announcements to other organizations and educational institutions as well.
One of the other skills that I think that is really important for young people to develop are communication skills. And that's one of the keys, obviously, that we talked about. But one of the ways to do that is through acting, drama. Those are speaking opportunities like that. And Ken has been working on something that we're going to be launching in December. Ken, maybe you want to share a little bit about what that's going to be about.
Well, Marc is really getting me to share all of our surprises a little early. Yeah, we were actually going to surprise Metro Detroit with a youth talent show. And the talent show is going to be designed and directed by DSA, Detroit School for the Performing Arts.
Okay.
And we're going to have other partner community organizations to be a part of it. But it's going to be an exciting event. And we're launching this event between Christmas and New Year's because we want the kids to have some place to go to just have a good time during the holiday. Mm-hmm. So we're calling this our holiday event program.
Well, you guys got so much going on. I guess we're going to have to go to the website to see everything that's going on. You got the November 12th is the date, 6:30 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, that you can get involved with the virtual happy hour. So I know some of you all thinking happy hour, get your drink on. Okay, well, if you drink, that's on you. But Buff will not be supplying any drinks during happy hour, nor will they be selling any drinks on the virtual happy hour. They will not be delivering drinks to your home. So make sure that you are doing all the things, right? You are going to the virtual happy hour, which is in 2 days. 2 days at 6:30 p.m. We're going to keep reminding you of that throughout the program. And when we come back from this short little break, we are going to talk more with Ken Donaldson and Marc Perry. We want to know about some of the other programs that they offer. Any questions that you may have, we want to address those questions, your comments. And then we're looking for number 1, 3, 7, and 9. If you give $50 tonight on Live with Vince Eliot by using the Cash App information that will be on the screen shortly, we will give you of your choice, either the bracelet, massage candle, or the waist beads. I just think the waist beads are really a funny and wonderful gift. But yeah, definitely make sure that you are giving to our Cash App in order to be able to get that, be involved in that contest. 1379. Cash App's on the screen, live with Vince Eliot, or Zelle. And I keep saying the Zelle. Yeah, the Zelle is for the email you would use if you use Zelle. I want to call it Zelle every time I see it. But Cash App is $ live with Vince Eliot. And we're looking for 1, 3, 7, and 9. Give $50 to Buff. Put that in the comments too. 50-50 in the comments, and we will make sure that we reach out to you, or we'll announce the winner, and then we'll ask you to send your information to the email. All right. We'll be right back right after this. Hey everybody, it's Vince Eliot. Thanking you guys for your support. Thank you for tuning in, watching Live with Vince Eliot. Just want to take a moment out to say we appreciate you. We appreciate you subscribing. We appreciate you sharing with your family and friends. We want to continue to bring you content that's going to be helpful to you. We bring on experts, people who are knowledgeable in their fields of study, all different types of variety of shows, so that we can bring you something that's going to be great for your life, whether it's information, education, inspiration, motivation, or just a few laughs. So we want to continue to do that, but we need your help. And so what we're asking is that...
Hey!
Oh.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Come on, man. We don't have time for this.
Oh, go ahead. What were you asking?
All right. If you must know, we're asking people to give $1.25 a week.
$1.25? Why so little?
Because times are hard. People don't have a lot of money. Some people are unemployed. So we're only asking for $1.25 a week.
Well, how many viewers do you have?
Well, it's, anywhere from 150 to 300 people that are watching live every week. And then with the replay throughout the week, we might sometimes go over 1,000 people.
Oh, you know what this means, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, I know what it means. I just said what it means. It said times are hard. People are unemployed.
It means that your show sucks.
You know what? All right, that's it. Get out of here, little V.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, nothing, man. You can't be saying my show sucks. My show doesn't suck. We have a great show. People get value out of what we do.
Okay, if you have hundreds and sometimes over 1,000 people watching, they're going to give $1.25 in a week, your show has to suck.
All right, that's it. I don't have time for this foolishness. I'm not putting up with this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about little V. Listen, thank you for those of you who have supported. Thank you to those of you who will support. We got to get back to the show. I can't believe you, man.
You don't know nothing.
Get out of here. Let's get back to the show. Can't believe it.
And the one and only Detroit Youth Choir. Our talented kids have now been seen around the world.
I want to say to Mr. Donaldson and everybody above that we love them, that we thank them for giving us an opportunity. We both help each other, help young people. And I believe that that's the most important thing.
In every aspect of their lives, which is Buff's new mission, helping to mold young minds.
It just kind of lets me know what I can do. And there's so many things out there that it just is like, wow, I can do this.
So, for the amazing, awesome 50 years of giving, and for so many more to come, we celebrate and salute you.
You are special. You mean something to the city.
That's why we celebrate you for Black History Month, and not only for Black History Month, but year-round, because you're doing great things.
Our theme for this year is 50 and forward, and we're moving. I'm telling you, we're moving.
And yes, they are moving right along, doing wonderful, great things. And again, thank you. Thank you for saying yes to so many people when others said no. You have helped so many people reach their dreams and succeed. You have changed lives, and thank you. Reporting live, I'm Andrea Isom, 7 Action News.
Incredible story, Andrea, about a true piece of the fabric of our community. Ken Donaldson always leads with his heart. Just great to see.
Great to see so many people succeed as well.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Live with Vince Eliot. I am Vince Eliot, and she is
Erica Mack, and welcome back.
Yeah, listen, if you're just joining us, we are talking with Kenneth Donaldson, President, CEO of Buff of Michigan. And as I said in the opening, in case you missed it, Buff of Michigan does not mean that it's a bunch of guys from Michigan who work out together. No, Buff of Michigan stands for Black United Fund of Michigan, and they're doing great things in the state of Michigan. They are helping youth to be empowered, to be educated, to be informed, to be uplifted, to pour into the underserved, the underrepresented, the disenfranchised, if you will, students who don't have the opportunities to do things like learn aviation. I mean, just imagine, Erica, your children, if you had any. And now some people are going to take offense to that. Erica doesn't want any children. That's what's going on. All right. So just imagine that they get those opportunities to be able to, fly a plane and things like that. I mean, I was scared when my children started driving, so let alone flying a plane. Can you imagine? So
no, absolutely. I mean, a lot of years for me, one of my first introductions where they were just running a program in one of the schools I was working in. So, the work that's being done and all the students that they supported and helped through those programs, I always lift them up and, enjoy hearing their stories of success. So absolutely, you definitely receive a lot and hear a lot on the success of students and just their programming. So yeah.
So listen, speaking of all the great work that Buff is doing, they need your contribution to continue to do the type of work that they're doing. You see the website on the screen if you want to learn more about the programs that they have and how your children can get involved. You definitely want to go to buffmi.org, or should I say bufmi.org. That stands for Buff of Michigan. And we're doing 50 for 50. Yeah, they're celebrating 50 years of doing great work in the community.
Yes.
Whether they were helping other nonprofits or whether they started building their own programs over the years, they've done it all. So $50 is $1 for each year that you can contribute. And we have a unique way that you can actually get, I don't know why, I got to stop drinking. I don't drink. Drinking water before the show. Anyway, so what we're doing is we're taking numbers 1, 3, 7, and 9. If you give $50 through our raffle, our Cash App deal, we're going to give you your choice of candle or waist beads, and I don't know if I can say that without laughing every time, waist beads or bracelets, compliments of All for Beauty. That is ALL, the number 4, BEAUTI. You see it there on the screen, allforbeauty.com. So you can just go on there and look right now and see what it is that you would like to get. So without further ado, let's get our guest back on the show, Mr. Kenneth Donaldson and Mr. Marc Perry. Listen, guys, I want to jump right back in and get to, some of the programs, maybe a little more in depth that we didn't talk about. And I want to kick it off with, we did talk about aviation, but so Mr. Donaldson, you were telling us about in the production meeting about 2 particular students that you had as a part of the aviation program. Tell us about that.
Man, you're gonna really make me pull out the napkin tonight, man.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on, let me hook you up. Go ahead, tell your story, brother.
All right. All right, here we go. What was special this year with our aviation program, because we converted to a virtual format, the program extended to Africa. And so we had 2 young ladies to participate in our program right from Africa. And we were excited about that. And the young ladies completed the program from start to finish, and they really enjoyed their experience. And then shortly thereafter, we received a call from their mother. And the mother said that one of her daughters had passed. And that touched everyone in the program, because this young lady was just a beacon of light, personality just radiated like very few. And we found out that she died from sickle cell.
Okay.
And so quickly, because we wanted to, honor her and do something in memory of her, we put together a $1,000 scholarship and surprised her parents and her family, where we we presented that $1,000 scholarship to her sister.
Wow.
Yeah.
On a special Zoom call. So that was really powerful, and that's what I mean, that's what you see with these programs. Sometimes you never know who you touch or the lives that you change. But
Right.
COVID can be seen from a negative, but we have to continue to search the opportunities that we can gain during this time, because if our program was not virtual, we would not have met these young ladies. So, that's.
So do you see in the future more opportunity for that and expansion, like just to not just Africa, but possibly other countries as well as Africa?
Oh, Erica, you're hitting the nail on the head again. That's why they have you in your position. You know how to push all the right buttons and ask all the right questions. Yes, we are. We realize that through this virtual experience, we can never really just completely shut it down. So when we come back together face to face, we still plan to have a virtual part of the program as well for those that are not local.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be important with all the programs that we're working to incorporate that. Absolutely. I was just sitting here thinking that you'd mentioned something earlier, that we were talking about the dinner, that when we hooked up with Vince and you provided your services in that style of event that Buff was doing. Early on, there's been a lot of keynote speakers that Buff has had. I mean, recognizable names like Tony Brown, Mayor Archer. We've had Dave Bing. And then we also had a family that all three of the siblings were keynote speakers. It was Dr. King's family, Yolanda,
oh wow,
Martin Luther III, and Bernice King.
Okay.
So Buff has been really grateful to have some tremendous amount of support from not just locally, but across the country as well. And we've had an actress that came in as well. Her name is escaping me right now, Ken. The older Cecily Tyson.
Wow.
She came in the town. I mean,
legendary.
Legendary. And this was the event to be at. Mm-hmm. So, and once again, Buff is recreating itself. I mean, when you think about Buff, the fact that in 1967, we had the riots here in Detroit, and Buff came on the scene in 1970 to help make a difference in paving the way for a new vision. So as you can well attest to, that Black Lives Matter began with Buff back then. And so it's relevant today as it was back then. And so we're just trying to pick up the pieces and figure out the best way to continue to move forward.
And let me add this also. When we talk about the Buff Happy Hour, the Buff Happy Hour is a way of promoting the organization and educating more people about the Buff and what we do. But if you look down there, it said Buff Happy Hour is powered by Buff Connect. Now, some people may say, well, who is Buff Connect? We touched on this earlier, but I know Vince and Erica didn't realize that we have what's called a millennial advisory board that actually helps Buff to reach the younger professional group.
Yeah.
And so they're actually hosting the Buff Happy Hour, and these are some dynamic young professional individuals with their own businesses and top positions in organizations and companies, and man, they really know how to make it happen. So we're excited about that, and I also want to add, Vince, whoever wins your challenge tonight will also be entered into the raffle to win the mink fur cape as well. So
did y'all hear that? Wait a minute, I got to play some music. Let me find something, man. I got to play some music with that, man. Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. Why not?
Here's the thing, folks. We already have a winner. Her name is Rosalind Denning. If I said that right.
All right, Rosalind.
Rosalind Denning, you are going to get your choice of the waist beads or the bracelet or the candle. And, the value is just as great for the mink coat drawing. So, Well,
That's
listen,
right.
the things that I just named are guaranteed, but you will be entered into that raffle as well. So that's like a double whammy, you know.
That's
And
awesome.
so, first of all, thank you, Rosalind, for your $50 going straight to Buff. 100% of that $50 will go to Black United Fund, and we appreciate you on that. So we're still looking for number 3, number 7, number 9, and you also will be entered into the drawing for the mink coat. And if you live in Michigan, boy, woo, you can use that mink coat.
And say you have to call it a mink cape because we don't want them to receive this mink cape and say we thought it was a coat.
Oh, okay, it's a mink cape. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Let's clarify that, a mink cape. Well, listen, I'll take,
by Bricker Furs, the Bricker Furs store.
Yeah. And so let's just remind people of the Cash App information so that they can enter into this contest. You see it there on the screen. $ live with Vince Eliot. 1 L, 1 T in Eliot, because the traditional spelling, I believe, has 2 L's and 2 T's. That's not going to get you there. So $ live with Vince Eliot, 1 L, 1 T, and you will have an opportunity to get all the things that we just named, all the prizes, and get entered into the contest for the mink cape. Let's be clear, the mink cape.
There you go, mink cape.
But I tell you what, I'll take it. I mean, not for me. I wouldn't look good in the mink cape, probably. Give it to
He
the
gonna
wife.
wear it.
Oh, you could pull it on.
I don't know how to take that, Mark. I don't know. I got my RuPaul thing going on. I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
It's like Zorro or something. I don't know.
But we had a question. I'm not sure if we answered it earlier. Tiffany Hayes asked about the age range of the sounds. She said, "Sounds great. What is the age range for young people?"
Well, the majority of our programs target youth from junior high to high school, but we have opportunities that touch all ages of children and youth at some point. I guess this is a good time for me to segue into. We just extended a new arm of our service as well to reach out to foster care kids. So we're now we had our first foster care program this year, and we're in the process of establishing a foster care quota for our programs in general. So we want to have impact in helping these foster care kids as well, because they are truly underserved and underrepresented. And we have a partner organization called We Care Foster Care Incorporated, where in the next few weeks, we will be presenting foster care youth with new computers.
Wow.
Awesome.
See, there's a lot going on with this organization, folks. That's why they're worthy of your support. You know, I don't remember. I mean, there were programs, and we had Voc Tech and things like that. I'm not saying nothing was available. And as Pam Perry says, it's great work, as you just from what you've heard. And we haven't touched on everything that they do, but they are literally transforming the lives of youth. Imagine what their lives will become because of their interaction and involvement with Buff. And if you're just giving the $50, it is not just giving $50. It is going a long way. We're doing a community effort. So if you are giving your $50 and contributing to this great cause, you are helping to change the life of a young person who one day is going to be an older person, and you want them to be contributing members to the community and not someone who makes the community unsafe. And these types of programs helps them to get on the right track. So, whether you have a young person in your family or not, I'm sure you got a nephew, a niece, a cousin, a daughter or son or somebody who could benefit from this. And that leads me to the other question that Michael Dorsey asked, and he was asking, can young people apply directly to the programs? And I'm not sure how else would they. Do they have to do it? I mean, I guess he's thinking they have to do it through the school or something.
Yeah, I think his question is some of the programs the schools will register the youth, but 90% of our programs registration is through our website.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's why we encourage parents and youth to visit our website on a regular basis, because that will update them on the opportunities and upcoming events and programs. And our programs are first come, first serve as far as actually getting in the program. So if you are serious, it's best that you register early to try to secure your spot in that particular program.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I know that we spoke quite a bit about aviation and what's going on with the aviation program, but you all also offer other types of programming. And a few I just wanted to touch on was like your financial literacy program and the achievement and careers program. Could you give a little bit more information on those programs?
What I would like to quickly just touch on the medical program as well.
Okay. Yes.
I'll let Mark tell you a little more about the careers program, but our medical program, we have partnered with Wayne State University School of Medicine, and that program is I mean extremely powerful because the youth are exposed not only to the field of medicine, they meet medical professionals. They're exposed to different medical situations. They learn medical terms. I mean, it's so much information that's exposed to them and shared with them, but also giving them the opportunity to really get a better understanding about the medical field. When they complete this program, it reminds me of the aviation program to some degree. They actually get their white jackets and their medical pins when they graduate, and then their chest is hitting the ceiling. I mean, they're so excited.
Saving lives one teddy bear at a time.
Right,
As that picture showed us.
Yeah, and then our financial literacy, we partner with the best financial literacy experts out there today, and I'm sure you probably heard of a couple of them. One is Gail Perry Mason, and the other one is Kevin Butts. And so they help us to run our financial literacy programs. The financial literacy is probably one of the bigger programs because we actually go into the schools, and we may actually service 4 or 5 schools at once. And so the kids will, or the youth will be able to take financial literacy courses as a part of their regular school day. So that's one that's exciting. We're excited about the careers program because we partnered with Ford Motor Company.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to allow Mark to share a little bit about this program because I want to give Mark his kudos because he actually gave us the idea to seek the support for this program opportunity, and it came to fruition. So, Mark, you can tell
Sure.
them a little more about that.
I'd love to. It's divided into white collar and blue collar. The white collar is we created an opportunity for students that would go to Ford Motor Company, and there would be a panel that would talk with them over lunch that came from the field of marketing, that came from engineering, came from all the key areas of Ford Motor Company, a worldwide company, of being able to talk about different positions that are available. And then they would leave from there and go to the Ford truck plant to see vehicles be assembled and the manufacturing side of the business. Then the next day it's a week-long activity. The next day is a visit to a local Ford dealership that happened to be owned by an African American, of being able to see somebody that's African American, looks like them, that owns and operates that kind of business, and spend a good much part of the day there. And they would be prepped before they go to ask questions. They will be asked to write a report at the conclusion of it. And then there will be also an opportunity to go to an automotive supplier that's also African American owned. And they would spend some time there and seeing how these parts are made and why they're made, where they go, and so forth, and different positions that are available and from a supplier standpoint. So then there was a week that we would do with the blue collar in terms of the opportunity and the skilled trades, not blue collar, but skilled trades, that there would be a day with a carpenter with their union, a day with electricians, a day with plumbers, And again, each week would end with a report that all the students would have to write and report out, and then they would be awarded different prizes for how well they completed those reports. But again, it's a deep dive of an immersion, if you will, into these different career paths, and we really take our hat off to Ford, because they challenged us to actually add the skilled jobs in there as well, those careers, because everybody's not going to be a white collar worker, and nobody should be. I mean, we need folks in different capacities. So we're really excited about being able to pull that together.
Okay. Eric?
Well, I was looking because I wanted to ask something else, but no. So going back, we ran a news clip while we were on break and coming back into break. And so, Marc, I just wanted to ask you, how did that come about, and what ways outside of, are you guys going to still be accepting donations throughout the year and communicating ways to be able to continue the fundraising for the duration of the year?
Actually, that kind of came about by, well, this show, we talked about this when we were prepping, is that somehow or another, the Lord works his way into this program.
That's right. That's right.
And through the work of the Lord, that we were able to be connected with Channel 7 that happened to be in our building. And a conversation that struck up with Ken, and one thing led to another, and the reporter was just really taken by what she had heard about Buff and really spent some time there to pull that whole piece together. So, and it really tells the story quite well when you see all three of those segments put together in terms of who Buff is today and what we're doing and why we need support to continue to do what we do.
Yeah.
And so we're really grateful for Channel 7 for that piece that they put together for us.
And then look at this. I mean, you go from Channel 7 and you just keep climbing and climbing, and now you're on Live with Vince Eliot. I mean,
come on now,
come on, man. I mean, where can you go from here? I mean,
All right.
So yeah, for those who may have just dropped in or tuned in late, or just dropped in on a quick, to see what's going on, we're on with, and we only got a few more moments before we sign off, but we are on with Kenneth Donaldson, CEO, President of Black United Fund, and then also of Michigan, and then also with Marc Perry, who's Marketing Director. And we are having a very enlightening conversation about all they do for the youth. It's like, man, how do you keep up with all of that stuff you guys are doing? All these programs, you got the EYES, the EYES, and what that stands for. It's empowering youth. And
for everyday success.
Everyday success.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to say, man, I'm kind of wishing the age range was pushed up just a little bit higher than 17. Somewhere closer to 15. So
we still have volunteers.
Then I could get into the aviation program,
Yeah.
and maybe save some money on some of these flights, So, but I digress. Also, your time is running out. If you want to be able to get some of these great gifts, that's by All for Beauty. You can go ahead and cash up $ Live with Vince Eliot, and then if you give the $50, then you will be able to have your choice of waist beads, bracelets, and massage candles. Yep. Did I get it right? All right.
You got it right.
That's right. So we already got one winner, and so we are looking for a few more. And you know what? We may carry this over. I think we may carry this over to next week. And maybe we'll put it in a promo and let people know what's going on or something so that they can continue to give. But what we don't want you to forget is that Buff is having the virtual happy hour. That's right, virtual happy hour, and that's going to be this Thursday, 2 days from now, November 12th, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. You go to buffmi.org, bufmi.org, right there on the screen, to celebrate 50 years of great work that they've been doing for the community, and particularly now for the youth, celebrating those 50 years. If you decide to get your drink on during the happy hour. We won't judge you. As long as you're giving those donations, that's all that matters. We want you donating to help the youth. Matter of fact, I'm encouraging you to drink so that you can just spend frivolously without considering budget and just give all your money to Black United Fund. As one of our viewers said earlier, it's a great cause, and your money will be well spent, even if just think about it. Those of you who gamble, you've given your money away with nothing in return. At least this is going to go towards something that's going to benefit the community. If you have any questions or comments, you better get them in quick because we only got a couple more minutes before we sign off. I want to turn it back over to someone other than me. Maybe Erica has a question or...
He said someone other than you, like
other than me,
like
Marc, or something that we didn't cover that we want to cover. So anybody has the floor who wants to share something.
I think I would quickly I would be remiss not to let our viewers know that we don't do all this work by ourselves. We have a outstanding board of directors that lead our organization. We also have an outstanding staff, but we have what's called our 50th anniversary committee, who's been working, on the 50th anniversary celebration starting back last year, planning this event. And so it's with volunteers like people, we just have so many outstanding volunteers. Sometimes it can just almost bring you to tears, how they commit their time and their energy to helping in this organization unwaveringly. And so we just are appreciative of them. And I can't say enough about my staff. We're just a blessed organization. So we just thank God that, he provides us with what we need to keep the work going.
Great. Thanks for saying that, Ken. You're absolutely right. It's amazing to see the people that donate, the planning committee, their time and the commitment that they put in, and their ideas have been just off the chain. And we just really appreciate that. Couldn't do it without them.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I have one closing question, actually. We've all discussed where Buff is now. Where do we see Buff in the next year?
Great question.
That's a great question. And I'm excited about the Buff's future, because once we launch this youth empowerment mission, the sky is not the limit. There's no limit to what we can do to help our youth to succeed. And so we're looking to improve the programs that we have and to add additional programs as we see gaps and disparities in our community in regards to how our kids can be exposed to career opportunities. So
I would add, sorry, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Because I know we weren't short on time. I would add that corporations, there's been an awakening to social marketing, social justice. And so I think that you're going to see more, we'll see some support of that will continue. We've got folks that have been with us for a long time, but I think there'll be some new folks, and those folks will also step up even more of seeing the value that's being placed here and what we're doing of making a change and making a difference. So yes, it's going to continue to grow.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Oh my goodness. Listen,
thank you. This has been great. Thank you so much.
You guys stick around. Stick around for us backstage as Erica and I close it out, and we'll talk to you in a moment. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to a close of the show, but not before we give you all important information. As you see there on the screen, buffmi.org. That's BUFMI.org. For those who may be looking away from the screen, for the seeing impaired, who choose to be, that is, if you hear my voice, you can go to www.buf, as in Frank, MI, like Michigan.org, and you can contribute $50 for 50 years, or you can contribute more than $50 for 50 years. But either way, or you can even contribute less. But what they're asking is that you give $50 for 50 years, and that will help to continue the great work that they've been doing over these years, helping youth in all types of ways. You heard them talk about it. They got the aviation, they got the mathematics, they got the medical, I mean, on and on and on. And they're doing even more great things in the future and even presently. So don't forget to join them this Thursday, November 12th, for the happy hour. Yes, I am personally, and I don't even drink. But I'm encouraging y'all who do drink to get drunk and give away all your money. Give it all away to Buff. Give it Black United Fund. Now, don't drink and drive. Now, let's just get that straight. I'm not advocating that you do anything illegal. I'm just saying if you're in the privacy of your home, if you should decide that you want to drink and go to this virtual party, it starts at 6:30 p.m. If we can put that back on the screen, 6:30 p.m., and you will go to the website bufmi.org. It's to celebrate the 50th anniversary. They're going to be doing giveaways. They're going to be giving away the mink cape. They're going to be giving away all types of stuff. I'm just going to throw it out there. They're going to give away TVs, cars, everything. No, I can't say that. They're not going to be doing that, but they are going to give away a bunch of other prizes. I know they mentioned a watch, some clothing. I think they did mention giving away, what was it, Erica? Help me out. There's a lot of great prizes. A TV. I thought that's what I mean. I thought they did say a TV. So I'm going to be, let me see, maybe if I give 50 in one name and then my wife gives 50 in another name and then my children give 50, we can up our chance. Oh, I'm sorry. Is my mic on? Did I say that out loud? Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you give any way that you see fit, whether it's going to buffmichigan.org, or if you want to win those great prizes from allforbeauty.com, you want to go to our Cash App, which is $live with Vince Eliot, and then you will then get some great prizes from All for Beauty by doing that. If you do that tonight, I'm not sure whether we're going to extend that or not, Erica. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. What do you think?
I think we should. Why not?
I don't know.
It's the season of giving.
I don't know. I mean, we're not there yet. I mean, it's not.
We'll see.
I don't know how I feel. Well, I want to thank my guests for coming on.
This is a thankful season of giving.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah, Erica has to keep me on track because, I don't know what I might do without her. So, for the show, I just, I might go off the wire, as they say, or whatever, off the wagon or something. I don't know. Anyway, thanks to my guest, Mr. Kenneth Donaldson, President and CEO of Black United Fund of Michigan Incorporated, and to the Director of Marketing, which is Marc Perry. Thank you guys for being here tonight, taking up your time, giving us that wonderful information. Thank you to the viewers for viewing our show tonight. We want to remind you guys that we do this type of thing every week. We're talking to somebody who's giving back to the community or has some information that's helpful for you, whether it be health information or whether it be employment information or information like you heard tonight. We got all types of information that we give you because this show is about what, Erica?
Information, education,
all that
inspiration, motivation, and a few laughs.
Maybe not in that order. I don't think the order matters, but yeah, I think you got them all. Anything else, Erica? What do you want to tell the people that you always like to tell them before we go?
Oh, I always remember that we are nothing without God, and this show is nothing without you. So remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll meet us back here next week, Tuesday at 7:55.
Well, listen, if you can't remember Buff of Michigan, BUFMI.org, I don't know what else to tell you. That's the simplest website that I've ever heard. But remember to subscribe to The Vince Eliot. I was telling you that, I kind of got off of that. I was telling you to subscribe to The Vince Eliot on YouTube. So you can get updated when we go live or when you can see our shows. You can go back and watch the shows that you missed. All right, Erica, I'm tired of talking. I mean, should we just close it out right
today? Yeah, that's it. All right, see you next week.
All right, till next week. We love you guys.